NCSoft, Korean developers behind 100 games in development at the moment, around March last year came out with a reveal of two huge samurai games with nothing but cinematic trailers going by the names Throne and Liberty and something else called Project E. I've mentioned Throne and Liberty a lot, but Project E over here is based and set in the same time as Throne and Liberty and more of a horror game in nature. These games are releasing for PCs and consoles possibly next year. Announced a month ago, after half a year of silence, with an update trailer finally, we've got over here once again Project TH, a Splinter Cell inspired shooter, but compared to the franchise, a rather more cinematic game, described by developers as a story-heavy action third-person stealth shooter from Korean developers. Anyway, Project TH is set to be coming out either late 2023 or early next year for PCs and the next generation of consoles only.
I am the order of this world. I am its rule.
At number 3 we have from precisely 2 months ago. Labeled as purely an action RPG, the game Atlas Fallen. This is actually from the same creators behind the Surge game, Dig 13 developers. The new game, as opposed to Surge, will have a Middle Eastern inspired theme to it with partly open world elements and bigger in scale. Here's a trailer, games releasing for PCs and the next generation of consoles only May 16.
I will bury you like the rest of them.
Coming from the same people who brought around Phobia with an F, that's a PC horror game from June last year, Pulsate Tricks is having their next survival horror game cooking ever since, with the use of Unreal Engine 5 and a rather atmospheric than a survival puzzle horror game going by the name Project Ayla. Here's the first official gameplay trailer the company has come up with from yesterday, and that is releasing for PCs and the next generation of consoles only sometime next year. first announced July last year. At number 5, I've actually mentioned this song before once, something over here called the Finals. Finals sitting on Steam through a free demo. All you really have to do is just request access a little lower in the page. This game is a team-based co-op FPS, totally a free-to-play game and being made by the same developers who are currently working on Arc Raiders. That's also another Unreal Engine 5 game in the making. That's huge. Finals over here is available on PCs right now and said to be coming to the next generation of consoles as well by the end of the year.
I want you to see.
To see what?
We've got here from a few months ago, once again, a game called Repo Man. Well, a first-person open-world RPG, just like Cyberpunk 2077, but with a dash of steampunk elements and fantasy, in which technically you play the role of a Repo Man. You know, the collector guy who collects debts no matter what. Anyway, combine that with Cyberpunk game components and era. So you get this. Game is said to be coming out to PCs only mid to late this year.
The absurd they believe that monks come to steal your soul.
Can't go there, Arthur. Not for my sake. The light would be the death of you.
Soon you will be blind no more.
Los Angeles, City of Angels, or as we like to call it, A.I.L.A.
As one of the most anticipated games of 2023, well, let alone just April. Not just that, literally the longest awaited sequel ever, Dead Island 2 is now releasing for PCs in both generation of consoles April 21st. The release for the game actually went gold, meaning there's no more delays. Dead Island 2 is set a few months after the events of the first game, takes place in an open world Los Angeles under a full quarantine restriction due to an even worse outbreak this time. Take a look.
Uniquely horrifying vibe. There's loads of survivors.
You want to blast on a Trent special?
Although,
Were you getting the pizza?
they're all as mad as the flesh eaters. How'd you like me now, eh? Wait, shit! Ah!
Seems they like you a lot, Jacob. I'll take it from here. We've all dreamt about smashing zombie brains, right? Whether you're slicing, kicking, stomping, burning, or whatever it is, you're gonna really feel it. I guess dreams do.
When you need only accept the sacred gift. Christ! Like she did.
Temperance, child.
IGN just released its review on Resident Evil 4 Remake. Said this is perhaps the best remake out of any genre and probably of all time. This is literally everything expected and praised about the original game back in 2004 and just perfected to a point that you won't have room to imagine for a better replay. They actually gave it a 10 out of 10 and considered it the best remake in the series of Resident Evil games ever. Anyway, Resident Evil 4 Remakes is set to come out March 24 for all consoles as well.
Long time no see. Major Krauser? Why? You can't save her. You can't save anyone.
What's gonna happen to me?
We gotta keep moving forward. We will beat this. Together.
Thanks.
Then come, Sancho Panza. Let us rescue the Princess Dulcinea.
You gotta hurt yourself.
Sorry, bad traffic. One combat chopper complimented Hunnigan.
Ha! This is kind of fun. Ahead! You're kidding.
Legend of Amir, on the other hand, basically a tech demo at the moment, went on and got the update of the project being on the full development plan and coming to PCs only sometime in 2023. No new trailer, no more gameplay. This is the only showcasing we got from the project since November last year. I mean, technically it's been in the making for over a year now. What is touted as a Norse mythology inspired MMORPG built on the blockchain. Just take a look in case you missed it. Announced precisely last year, same month, same day even to this day, Project Ryu is a work of a team of 6 people in Korea, making a, if I've gathered correctly, an exploration-based chill, just walking sim set in some futuristic version of South Korea, I believe Seoul, and showcasing what the Unreal Engine 5 with Lumen and the engine's new features technically have to offer as a whole, bringing a truly next generation but indie game. In any case, here's the only trailer that they have actually come up with. At number 10 we have Immortals of Avion, because Immortals of Avion is simply described as a single-player first-person magic shooter that combines the fast-paced combat of Call of Duty games with spellcasting and fantasy components. Here's some in-game footage in the word that it's a next-generation console exclusive. Announced roughly a week ago and resurfaced with a gameplay trailer about 24 hours ago, made inside Korea from the same developers who are currently working on Legend of Amir. Here we've got the company's newest MMORPG hack and slasher, partially Souls-like, going by the name Night Crows. Because Night Crows is actually built with the use of Unreal Engine 5, it's a PC exclusive and set to be coming out at its earliest by the end of the year.
Is dying. And my only way out of here.
One of the major reveals at the Game Awards of last year was, in case you missed it, the newest title of the BioShock series' creator and entry point of a possibly series going by the name Judas. Judas was actually made in the same style of BioShock games, set a totally different universe and touted as a single-player narrative first-person shooter. This is a trailer. The game's set to be coming out to the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and PCs either late 2024 or early 2025.
Johnny, leave her, oh, leave her, Johnny.
People say I have this coming.
You came to clean up this city, didn't you?
Number 14 from roughly 2 years ago, we've got over here by the famous mobile game developers Nacon in partnership with Teon. Actually, Nacon has about 30 games in the making right now as we're speaking. And well, also Teon is the same developers, the Terminator Resistance. Well, if you didn't know this, they're making a Robocop game here called Rogue City. What is described as a story-driven single-player first-person shooter built with the use of Unreal Engine 5. Check it out in case you missed the game's releasing now in September 2023 for PCs and the next generation of consoles only.
Open the door. I have the warrant.
Oopsie, I think I dropped my key somewhere.
It's Robocop!
Surrender your weapons.
Watch out! He's coming! Finally! Just die already!
Coming up behind that at number 15, we have Shrapnel. This game was aired like 24 hours ago, so it's the first time it's also getting a mention here. What is described in its official website as a AAA extraction first-person shooter built on the blockchain with the aim to deliver a one-of-a-kind experience, not only in formula but in a setting not too distant into the future where a mysterious substance has changed the balance on Earth. That's all we know, and here's the only trailer we got.
59, 58.
Yet evolve into something new.
Cities Skyline, after like almost a decade of release with over 1 million players out there, is now finally coming out with a sequel with an even more modern take on what the series had actually had to offer as modern city building with better graphics, a wider range of options, and a vaster multiplayer, releasing for PCs and the PlayStation consoles only by the end of the year. It's the only trailer they've released and what they call the most realistic city building sim ever.
Your chance to shape the future. To create and inspire. Expand way up high. And bring life to your creations. New worlds to explore and pursue.
Number 17 from a little bit over 2 months ago from IGN itself. We have another Nikki game in development, I've said it before, ever since the beginning of the year, taking place in the same universe of Goddess Nikki, the mobile game, but this time as a open world dress-up sim that I don't even know anymore, might actually work. Here's the trailer, game set to be coming out by the end of the year for PCs, PlayStation consoles, and mobile devices as well. Available through a demo on its official website. At number 18 we have a Titanic 401. This is a exploration story-heavy puzzler set to be coming to PCs officially fully on Steam later on in the year, with an even bigger emphasis on story and atmosphere. That is in case you are going for the demo compared to that. Anyway, here's a trailer. The aim with this game or project, I believe, is to know what really went down in Titanic, especially through the eyes and minds of the passengers.
Teddy! Teddy! Come here, boy!
Number 19 we have from earlier this year, Paranormal Tales, which is a body cam style horror game based on found footage where you experience the tragic tales of who went missing. That's according to the makers. Anyway, here's the trailer. It's actually the first horror game of its developers and touted as a psychological, supernatural survival horror. Game set to be coming to PCs only around October this year.
Wake up! What happened? You've been chosen. This time. What? I have a task for you. Both of you. Make them fear us.
Last but not least, by world makers, the one and only developers of Deceit 2017, a first-person horror game, a free-to-play game, actually one of the best games of that year. After more than half a decade now, are finally coming out with Deceit 2. Well, this is the first official gameplay trailer for the game. It's about 30 seconds, and that the sequel is coming to PCs, both generation of consoles in 2023, mid to late. Take a look.
The innocent will not understand, but our benefactors demand tribute. Tributes paid with paranoia.
Is lying.
Tributes of torment. Tributes of suffering. The ritual of deceit